Lee Hall, Clarity Media. Welcome to the first episode of Why Faded. Before we dive into what Why Faded is, I want to tell you about the guy that started the league. I met Omar probably 9, 10 years ago through one of my really good friends, we almost family, and he moved here for love, and that's how I first met him. My best friend was dating him. We met it out. Maybe we were drinking, maybe we weren't. But anyway, I met this guy, this Asian guy. He had this long hair. You know how they are. And it was one. I was like, okay, cool. This guy's okay. He's cool. First time. You know how it is when you first meet someone. After the third time, I mean, I think I was in love. The spirit, his ability to make you feel like you're good enough. And so I want to introduce Omar Broderick, the founder of Why Faded.
What's going on, Lee? How you doing?
What up, brother?
What's up?
I'm excited, man. Before we dive into that, I want to do some background on why basketball.
Why basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Honestly, for me, basketball has always been my craft. It started off as my second craft. My first craft was dancing. And that
Like
was just
dancing, like break
like
dancing?
street dancing and shit like that. Yeah, that was my shit. But it just didn't work for my regular work schedule. When I got a little, after I graduated high school, once I started going to college, once I started working, and basketball did, because basketball is a morning thing. I'm more of a morning person, and yeah, I pivoted from dancing to basketball.
Now, before we dive into Why Faded, by the way, Why Faded is at the American Airlines Center, October 24th, from noon to 3. I will be commentating the game, so it's going to be funny, even if Omar loses. So show up for that before we dive into the beauty of it. So, Omar, you're in Dallas now.
Yes, sir.
Tell us some background. Where did you come from? Tell us how this all began.
Well, I would say the best place to start is maybe like 2007 through 2010. And I was living in the Bay Area. I'm born and raised in San Francisco. And actually, I was in a bunch of basketball leagues, like pretty much a basketball league every day. And eventually, there was an opportunity where I met someone that worked with the Warriors. And
Golden State Warriors?
Golden State Warriors, yes, sir. And
Steph Curry, Golden State.
Well, it wasn't at the time. It was Monte Ellis.
Okay, so
Golden State.
no one knew who they were.
They were
at that time.
really shitty.
Look, I don't even be honest. I didn't even know who they were till
Our slogan was "It's a good time out." At that time, it's a good time out. It wasn't like doing anything. We weren't no championships, no playoffs, no nothing. B Diddy did bring some excitement, Baron Davis, and but for the most part, I met with someone in the Warriors. Eventually, got to connect, and we ran our championship games from our leagues with the Warriors. We did that for 3 years.
Hold on.
This was from like 2007 to 2010.
You're telling me that you just met this guy out and you guys bonded and you got him to let you play your league's championship at the Warriors stadium?
Well, it was a woman, and she was a group events manager, and she said it's going to cost a lot of money. And in the Bay at the time, it was a lot of money. I mean, for me, like, this was the first time doing anything professional sports-wise, renting out an arena. And for the most part, we had to sell out tickets. We had to sell about $20,000 of tickets.
Whoa. So I'm thinking that they loved you. Like, oh, let's do it. So
No.
you actually had to bring some money to the table.
Of course, always.
Oh, and then,
Gotta bring that.
I was going to give him a shout out.
Gotta be that green.
But the heck with that. No shout outs.
Yeah, her name was Caitlin. What's up, Caitlin? How you doing? Wherever you are out there.
Hey, Caitlin. This is Atlas, guys. He's the man. I mean, he does everything. So that changes things for me, right? Because in my mind, I was thinking that the Golden State Warriors were just like, oh man, we love the idea. We're going to show some love to the community. You actually had to pony up and sell some tickets.
For sure, of course.
Man, that's tougher than I expected. So
Yeah.
you had to sell $20,000 worth of tickets for this thing to go
For the
into
most
an
part.
actual.
And we only had like an hour on the court. Only 1 hour. So I got like 12 to 15 of like my best, actually about 30 of my best like basketball bros that also were going to be willing to pony up like $300 to $500 per person to play at the Warriors court. And we did that successfully for 3 years, and it worked out. It was exciting, but yeah, man, it was churn and burn.
So before we dive into any further, Omar not only convinced the Warriors to let him use the stadium, he convinced the players that were playing in the league to pay money. I mean, dude, that's what's up. I mean, that takes some skill, but I think it's because people like you. I mean, I like you a little bit, so I mean, I guess I can see that. Before, and I don't want to go before that, but I do want to go before
Sure,
that.
sure.
Was this before you moved to Hawaii? Because I know you from being from Hawaii. I learned about California after that.
Yeah. I lived in Hawaii from like 2013 to 2016, and I moved here in 2016, 2017. So
Man,
I've been here for now. This is my 9th year.
3 years in heaven. I mean, because I love Hawaii.
Oh,
I mean,
Hawaii's amazing. It's always been like my second home. That's where my mom's side of the family is all originally from. So one of my brothers still lives out there. Tons of family. So my wife and I, Shonda, we go there at least once a year. So
I'm glad you brought Sean up. So, because I want to talk about, before we dive more into why faded, what makes a man leave heaven? I mean, because to me, I've been to Hawaii twice, and I almost didn't want to leave. Right? I would have like sold some coconuts or some bananas on the side of the road. But the weather's amazing, the atmosphere is amazing, the land just speaks to you. I mean, what brings you to Dallas?
well, it's like, I told her, I don't know how many times, I said, for me to leave paradise, I got to be with Wonder Woman. So that's pretty much what happened. That's what I did. And she got that golden rope around me every day. Nothing but truth. Truth.
Oh, I love it, Wonder Woman. I mean, I will say, Shonda is pretty damn impressive. Enough about that, though. So you're in Dallas now, and how do you get this same thing going with Dallas? Was it the same 20 grand? Can we be talking about the money in Dallas?
I mean, we can.
We may edit this out, but
We can.
yeah, okay. So
We can. But that's not the most important thing. I would say that if you're going to talk about how this started, why faded, it's all about the YMCA. T-Boone Pickens downtown YMCA. It's a place I've been playing at, playing pickup basketball ever since I moved here, and such a strong community. From day one when I came in, they play almost every day of the week. Different groups, different play groups, all different ages, from like 12 years old to like 80 years old. You know what I mean?
wow.
And this is probably the most dynamic YMCA I've ever been a part of. Like, I've been a part of the Y all my life. From being dropped off from my dad, after work, because he didn't want to pay for babysitters and he wanted to go bang other women, and my mom wouldn't know. And from the standpoint of like, me just meeting, and like basketball was just something that you connected with other people with, as a kid. So me and my brothers, I have 2 other brothers, and we get dropped off at the Y in San Francisco, and we just meet all the kids. It was just urban play space. Basketball, it was the sandbox. That's what it is, and it still is to this day, even though I'm like in my last years of my 40s. So
nice. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't realize that you felt that way about the Y.
oh yeah,
I've always been a member of the Y, and I will say the one downtown, because I've come and hooped at that gym and got embarrassed at least 3 or 4 times, because they be hooping at the Y downtown
big time.
and there's not a time. I like, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a basketball player, but I can shoot a 3. And so, but I want to go when ain't nobody there so I can practice my moves. And they're really in the downtime. And I like the fact that it's always lively and it's always a different crowd at that YMCA. So before we dive into that, you're telling me that you got everyone that participated at the Y to create this league, and then you guys just decided to have the championship at the AAC?
I mean, in a nutshell, yeah. But for the most part, like, I knew what it was going to take and how we were going to get there. And for the most part, making the right connection with the Mavs. So, I've been like a Club Maverick, like a season ticket holder for like last 3 years. And
Nice.
I was able to make an in my first year with someone that worked in group sales. And I told them, look, this is something I did back with the Warriors, and I'm connected to the YMCA, and we have a basketball play group. There's about 65 of us. I'm like, what's it going to take? And I just asked that question, and they said, well, this is what's going to happen. This is what you need for me to do. And for the most part, it was $10,000 in ticket sales for 3 hours.
Dude, that's a steal from compared to what they was jamming you in San Fran. My bad, Golden State, but 10 grand to 20 grand versus 3 hours to 1 hour. Come on, San Fran. Yeah, Come on now.
Is real.
Shout out to the Dallas Mavs for doing what we do in Dallas. Show love.
Well, mostly probably Mark Cuban, because I don't
Thanks,
know how
Mark.
long this
We
is
love you.
gonna last.
Shut up. Sold out. Like if my grandmama say, "Hey, I got $145, she can't come." Like,
Yeah.
sold out.
Well, also because it's opening day for
Nice.
the Mavs, so we're playing, and also because of Wemby. So Wembanyama, the French sensation,
Yep.
all 7 foot, now 6 of them, from San Antonio Spurs. So yeah, it's gonna
Wow.
be dope.
Man, that's cool, man. I like that. So let's dive into the why faded. Did you create that name, or is that something was a collaboration with a couple of the players?
I pretty much came up with it, and the why is what it's always known as, the why. And then for me, for the most part, I knew everyone here embraced Dirk. And I think the first year we did it was actually when he was retiring. So I got to, thankfully when I moved here, I got to watch Dirk play, and then Luka arrived.
Shout out to Dirk.
Yeah. So, and for the most part, his move is the fade, the fadeaway. So like I said, oh, why faded? And also because there's a bunch of old guys that always play Tuesday, Thursday, and we feel like we're fading into obscurity with our basketball game, but we're still doing it.
So I like that. So why faded is essentially based off of Dirk Nowitzki's
For sure.
fade.
100%.
I like that.
So that's why we have
that.
his logo here, and the fact that the Mavs.
Hey, let's put that in front of our wine.
In front of our wine?
Yeah.
Okay. The fact
like
that the Mavs allowed us to use it, and obviously there's no. It's obviously the YMCA.
That's awesome.
But for the most part, we're just a play group. A bunch of God-fearing men and women that love community.
Yeah.
Love, being people of God, and love just competing.
Man, I love that. I really didn't know. And since you didn't send me any notes for this recording, I'm finding this all out right now. So I'm glad though, because it makes me feel better about it, right? The fact that the YMCA, shout out to T. Boone Pickens, and the Dallas Mavericks, shout out to, I guess we could say Mark Cuban is responsible for this, for allowing you this opportunity, and essentially, I would say cutting you a deal. So essentially they wanted this to happen more than you thought they would. And shout out to you, man. I never had the chance to say, man, I'm proud of you. This takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, and you're not essentially getting paid for this. Like, this is all for the love. This is all for bringing people together. And I think that we all can agree that in a time like this, nothing is more important than unity.
Definitely, 100%.
And I love that. I love that. Cheers to that.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
I honestly tagging on directly.
You have to drink that. It's bad luck.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. And look at your eyes.
Yeah, we don't want bad luck.
Okay.
The mics might cut out. The
like
lights might fall from the
thing
ceiling.
is, after the pandemic, the play group really got tight. So we have in our play group, there's about, in the regular play group that we have is Tuesday, Thursday at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, we play basketball at 5:30 in the morning.
You guys, so hold on, stop, time out. You're telling me there's a group of men in the city that get up at 4:30, because to play at 5:30, you got to be up at 4:30 to get there at 5:30.
Correct. Yes.
And y'all are there at 5:30 a.m. at the YMCA downtown,
just waiting for those doors to open and making sure that we're the part of the first 10. Run up them damn stairs before checking in to make sure we're part of that first 10, so we can get our 10,000 steps in. Yes, sir.
Bro, you're gonna make me come video this, because I can't believe it. How many guys were there that early?
From 5:30 to 6:30, we have about 20 guys,
and they're there, stretched and ready.
And from 5:30 to 9 o'clock, we can have 25 to 30 guys.
Dang, and this is what, a couple days a week?
Tuesday, Thursday, and then we start on Saturday at 8.
Let's take a moment to first shout out to the Y. And what's the membership at the Y right now?
I don't know, man.
And can you get them a deal?
I don't work for the Y, but I think if you have a membership, it's maybe $60 to $80 or something.
Okay.
But also they work with, depending on the scale, how much money. So,
all right, cool.
Because it's a community Christian-based, organization. So.
I love it. Shout out to the Y again. That's my last time, but shout out. I think that it's very important that we send people that way, because there's not a lot of organizations out there that are doing the work of the people, right? And I think anything that brings people together, whether it be for basketball or anything, should be celebrated.
Definitely.
So why Faded? The event is happening on October 24th at the AAC from 12 to 3.
Yeah.
And how many teams are in this league?
We have 5 teams competing. We've had this league that started, the Y-Faded League, started in August. And each of the 5 teams play each other twice. So that helps us with the seeding. And we're going to pretty much have three basketball games over the course of the 3 hours. 2 20-minute halves. The second and third place is the first game. The person the team that has won the league with first place gets the automatic bye to the championship game. And then in the middle we have the showcase. My team's probably going to be in the showcase because we're just have not been able to scrape a win. Right now we're like 1-5.
So to me, I feel like the showcase is the one to watch though. How did you get the? I mean, if you guys aren't the one winning, what's the showcase about?
The showcase is just making sure all 5 teams are playing. So
Nice. Okay.
So the first game will be super competitive. The second game will be a lot of fun to watch and a lot of people showboating. And then the final championship game will be just a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears.
So not that you can mention names, and if you can, we would love to. What do the leagues consist of? Are these just regular, blue collar workers, high school players?
We got a mix of everything, man.
Nice.
So like the makeup of our league, we have regular 9-to-5 guys. We have a lot of people that have played some level organized basketball, whether it's junior high school, college. We have some overseas ex-pro players, and we also have some ex-NFL/ex NBA players, or G League players. So we have a really nice mix, and it's really, again, it's that core of the Y-Faded League. It all just goes right back to the Y, because especially the Saturday group for me has been like always the lasting thing. Whenever, I think it was in 2016, I was one of 50 guys that showed up at like 9:30, and everyone would just like get together before the first game start, and everyone knew each other. I was just the new guy, but we all like held hands, and we all opened before competing against each other. We all opened with prayer. So that was pretty much like the thing that connected me, and I was like, oh man, this is just an amazing group of guys. But we have people that are like policemen, we have people that are firemen, we have politicians, we have judges,
Nice.
we have like lawyers, we have tons of tech guys. So we have a mix. I'm in insurance, so we have like a mix of every single education, a mix of everything that you get. I mean, that's pretty much what the Y is.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's also a big reason why I think it's a natural kind of connection with the Mavs. So I work at Ross Tower, and
shout out to State Farm Insurance.
Yes, I do have an insurance agency at Ross Tower, and that's right across from T-Boone Y. And actually, that's in Ross Tower. I think it's on the 21st floor, or maybe 25th floor. But that's where the Dallas Chamber of Commerce is at. And the chair of the Dallas Chamber of Commerce is,
I didn't know that,
the CEO of the Mavs, Cint Marshall. What's up, Cint? I see you.
Seriously?
Yeah, her and I are elevator buddies.
I mean, I had to come check out this office. I mean, I've been talking about coming by and checking it out. That's awesome. Your life, I mean, I wouldn't say evolves around it, but the Y and the Mavs are a central part of your life.
Oh, big time. Basketball has always been a part of my life. I was never a Warriors fan. I've always been a lifelong Lakers fan. I still am, but obviously since the connection of moving here and everything, and just experiencing
Dallas,
Dallas, experiencing Dirk,
the love of the city,
Luka. Like, come on, man. Yeah, I'm a freaking Mavs guy. Mavs is my 1A, and Lakers is my 1B. So
shout out to Dallas. Dallas doesn't get as much love. I just recently moved back from New York, and Dallas doesn't get enough love. It's definitely not New York. It's definitely not any other city. And a lot of people say it doesn't have an identity, but damn it, that's an identity, right?
Sure.
And I love that, right? We can be whoever we want, whenever we want, but I believe in my heart that Dallas is one of the most caring cities that exists. We probably can't drive worth a damn, but as a city, I think that we're a great city.
I'm pretty hyped that you're going to be one of the color commentators.
Dude, I've been practicing. I've been watching like basketball commentators because I want to say some funny lines, but I also want to be, basketball politically correct, if that's even
sure. Of
triple
course.
double, triple foul. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like our DJ/MC of the event has been that for like the last few years is Space Boy. and he's
Space
big.
Boy.
Yeah, he's a big time.
Shout out to Space Boy.
Yeah,
You'll
he's a
see his
big
picture
time
somewhere, probably up here.
local DJ artist extraordinaire from 97.9. And
The beat.
yeah, the
Nice.
beat. But the biggest connection for me, like here, there's so many people to name, but definitely Corey Clout, Cleghorn. He's one of my close friends, one of my buddies. He plays in the league, and he connected me to like so many people. Like, and he's just always been kind of like a connector in entertainment and just like local Dallas small business and community. So he does really important work. And I love that guy.
Shout out to Corey. Man, I'm glad that you didn't send me notes, because anytime I feel like I prepare, I try to strategize about what I say. But since you just dropped it on me, the emotions and all the act of what you're doing means more to me in the moment, right? And I didn't have a chance to study or practice, but I love the fact that you're united with a group of men that have some type of spirituality. We can agree, not that we're going here right now, but we can agree that times get tough.
Sure.
And being able to have a family that you can unite with, enjoy basketball with, and lean on is huge right now. And I appreciate you for doing this, right? There's not enough spaces where men can just be, right? And I know that on the basketball court, whether you're great or okay, you're still out there and you're still a part of the movement. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of the
I really
Y Faded
appreciate that, bro.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be a part of this. We're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there, and we're gonna be there taking photos and stuff like that. We're super excited about it.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's gonna be super fun, and you're gonna see it. Like, it's just, you have the whole damn Mavs, like American Airlines Center, at your fingertips. You're on the floor. You're gonna be at the scorers table, behind that table, with a hot mic in front of you, with all these like ballers that just obviously they love to play. Now the skill level, it's not quite NBA. It's definitely recreational. But we do have some players that were like solid ass college players, solid ass high school players, and some that just we have one of my favorite guys I ball with. His name is Johnny. He started basketball when he was 40. Prior to that,
40?
he was a soccer player. Yeah, and he's 79 right now.
Hold on, stop.
Yes, bro.
Hold on.
And his name is Johnny. And whenever
He's 79 years old.
Yeah.
That's before 80, right? And
Yeah.
so he's playing basketball with y'all.
He plays basketball with us. Yeah. Actually,
Hold on,
maybe Johnny, maybe you're 76. My bad.
Either way, though,
Yeah.
does Johnny run?
Johnny brings that shit. Like, he's got a really solid, nice midi. I keep telling him to catch and shoot and stop trying to do the fake pass or try to do a little, hezzy, try to get with the times, do a little hezzy or do a little crossover. I'm like, no, we don't want to see any of the tweens from you, bro. I want you to catch the ball and shoot that shit so I can yell, yum, yum sauce. That's the shit we do. Say yum, yum sauce. We say soy sauce. I say all that shit because, of course I'm Asian, so I can drop all them, real bad.
So is Johnny Asian?
Johnny is Chinese, yes.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's the Asian brothers lingo. I respect it. So this league, it sounds like this league is super diverse as well.
For
So
sure.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, the whole human spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a makeup of Dallas, which is obviously,
Everything.
Everything. But for the ballers, at least, mostly black.
Yep.
Sprinkle a little white, sprinkle a few Latinos, and maybe like 2 little pinches of Asian, because there's not many of us out there.
That's nice, man. So Y Faded, October 24th, noon to 3 at the American Airlines Center. Can they still buy tickets, or there's...
They could buy tickets. You could buy tickets like on SeatGeek or Ticketmaster or any of the like the third party ticket propagators. And as long as you have a ticket, you can come to our tournament. But for the most part, the tickets that we had to fulfill are sold out. So
congratulations, man. That's huge, man.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's huge, right? And not to bring up a sour subject, but economics is difficult right now.
Very difficult.
Right? And so for you to be able to muscle up and get people involved to do something like this, man, that means they love this and they love you. So shout out to that. Shout out to you. Shout out to the whole league. Shout out to the YMCA, Dallas Mavs, Dallas, the city, and the people. I think that this is going to be awesome. And before we go, is there any words that you have for the people out there?
Oh, that's a tough, tough multi-layered question there. I mean, for me, really, like, specifically the why. It's part of the community. It's a part of being an influence on, you know, the next generation. It's a part of being an uplifter in your community on the daily. So, everyone goes through different things. And to be able to give like some good positive energy, and of course, knowing that we're all like children of God, and not being like, that's not something you should be like embarrassed about. We can talk about that. It's not something maybe that's popularized in like mass media, but for us, for people that are, and definitely that's the case here in Dallas, I would say, it's something that we carry on our chest, and it's the way we live. So I would say just keep being positive and being uplifters in your community. And I'm about to whoop some ass. I'm gonna especially because I'm part of the showcase. I'm gonna do all of my go-to moves.
Now your team will be the showcase.
Oh, my team will be in the showcase for sure. Yeah, because
Okay.
we're only 1 in 5.
What's the odds that we can get the 97.9 guy and do an episode? What's the odds? Because
we just got to talk to Space about his schedule.
Okay, cool,
he's busy, man. He hustles. He does it every day. But we can definitely, I can definitely talk with him about it for sure.
I mean, not that we need any more publicity to sell tickets since you sold out, but you can find tickets on SeatGeek and all the third-party vendors. But Omar, before we close, I want to say once again, I probably said this 4 times, but I feel like that men don't get praise enough in the society for doing things like this. And as your friend, as your brother, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for bringing this together. I can't wait to be a commentator. I can't wait to be there to see this unity. I can't wait to experience it. And hopefully, if we may have another episode after this, but if it's the last one, I expect to see everyone there. Go find your tickets. And if you show up and you message me, I'm going to say your name on the microphone. Yeah, I said that.
Get it. Come and get it.
All right, Lee Hall, Clarity Media. Thank you all for joining episode 1 of Why Faded. We'll see you all on October 24th.